Let's unpack this. Imagine a story where the main character isn't, a person at all. Not a hero, not an adventurer in the usual sense, but something, well, much humbler.
Something like a bag of flour.
Exactly. Today we're doing a deep dive into The Adventures of a Bag of Flour by Valerie M.B. Hickey.
And what's really fascinating here, I think, is how this simple, seemingly simple premise, it leads to some pretty deep insights. We're talking resilience, connection, purpose. So we'll be following Flora. She's our bag of flour. And she's stuck on a top shelf in a quiet corner shop, just bored, fed up, really, longing for adventure.
She's not quite alone up there initially, right? There's Minnie the Marmalade.
That's right, Minnie. And Tess the tea, who's a bit, high quality and maybe a little snobbish at first. It sets up some interesting dynamics later on.
But things get serious fast. The shop lady, Mrs. Penny, puts Flora in the window. And basically says the book calls them shattering words. If you don't sell today.
It's the dustbin for you. Talk about raising the stakes. Seriously. An existential crisis for flour. You have to wonder what happens next. How does a bag of flour even deal with that?
Well, she's at rock bottom, right? Facing the bin.
Yeah.
But then, something shifts.
Yes. This is where it gets really interesting, because another bag of flour shows up. Dusty.
And he's not just offering, sympathy. He tells her, cheer up, you're not alone. We will help each and make a plan. It's this instant connection, this spark of hope.
And they actually do it. Their first great escape.
They do, right out of the window. Mrs. Penny just finds a little dust-like flour on the ledge. She's totally bewildered.
It shows that even bags of flour can have agency when they work together.
Definitely, but it's not easy. Flora gets injured during the escape.
Right, yeah.
But Dusty's clever. He finds a lollipop stick to use as a kind of crutch.
Yeah.
Their resilience is tested immediately.
So they're out of the shop, hobbling along. What now? The world must seem huge.
It must. And their journey leads them, sort of by chance, to a farmyard. And there they find, unexpected kindness from Molly the Mouse.
Exactly. Molly takes them in, gives them shelter, warmth, supper. It's this moment of real grace. Shows how help can pop up from the most unlikely places.
And they're grateful they leave a note, right?
They do, a thank you note. Their spirits are lifted, which leads to this almost whimsical moment.
The rabbit selling sunglasses. I loved that bit.
It's great, isn't it? Dusty picks the brightest colors, promises to wear them for publicity. It's light, it's fun.
But then, bam, it turns dark really fast.
Yeah, out of nowhere, a big black crow just snatches Dusty, flies off with him.
Leaving Flora totally alone again.
Nah.
Just devastating. And all that's left are the sunglasses.
That's the sunglasses. And this really hits home. It asks you, the listener, how do you possibly keep going when your companion, your hope, is just ripped away like that?
It's brutal. So what does Flora do? She's exhausted, alone.
She just keeps going, puts one foot, metaphorically speaking, in front of the other. And then, almost ironically, she ends up back at the shop.
Back on a shelf.
Back on a shelf, surrounded by more bags of flour. It feels like a full circle, but it's different this time.
How so?
Well, she finds Minnie again, but the real change is Tess. Remember the snobbish tea?
Yeah.
Now Tess is in the window, lonely, sad, facing the dustbin herself. She's humbled.
So Tess helps Flora.
She does. Tess lets Flora stand on her shoulders, gives her that boost needed for a second jump, a second escape, just as the shop's closing. It's a brilliant moment of shared vulnerability turning into collaboration.
From rivals to allies. Wow.
Exactly. And Flora, she's determined now. She finds a small trail of flour, Dusty's trail.
Leading back to
Molly the Mouse's home. And there he is, Dusty. A bit untidy, but very well.
Oh, thank goodness, the reunion. But how did he escape the crow?
Well, when Flora asks, Dusty just gives that intriguing line. That's another story, my friend.
Leaving us hanging. Okay, so pulling this all together. What does this deep dive into a bag of flour's adventures really show us?
Well, I think it fundamentally shows that resilience and the drive for, more, for adventure, isn't limited by what you are. Even something seemingly inert can have this inner life, this desire.
It's about finding that purpose, and maybe more importantly, finding connection, right? Even when you're facing the dustbin, literally or metaphorically.
Precisely. It reminds us that even when things look totally bleak, opportunities can appear. Escape routes, new friends, unexpected allies, they can emerge from anywhere.
It encourages you, doesn't it, to look around at the ordinary things, the mundane situations in your own life.
And wonder if there isn't some hidden adventure, some potential connection waiting there too. It's a prompt to reconsider the potential in the everyday.
And it definitely leaves us with that final tantalizing question. What is the other story? What actually happened between Dusty and that crow?
We can only guess. Maybe that's for another deep dive.